Hey everybody, welcome back to Professional Weapons in Advanced Warfare, and yes, we are doing another unusual pistol variants this time, but they're fairly straightforward. We got the PDW, and the marksman variant is the Condensed, which looks like the one professional variant, the Chop Chop, and the other professional variants are the Rage and the Deadeye, which look quite similar. Same with the Chop Chop and the Condensed here. And first we were reviewing the marksman variant, the Condensed, which is actually it's not the easiest variant because it's another deceptive pistol variant. You guys will see why just now. But first we got to talk about the rate of fire, because I don't think any of the PDW variants except for the Deadeye don't have a rate of fire. The Deadeye is the only variant that does not have a rate of fire increase, but all the other ones do. So let's get down to this. First of all, I got +1 rate of fire, which moves it from a 750 RPM to a 923 RPM. This is the 750. It'll round down to 720, I think, on consoles. And this is the 923, which is the same speed as the MP11. And you'll notice that right away that it's way faster. And just to do them at the same time, just so you guys see how it works, you'll see that the Condensed will beat it. Yeah, the Condensed is faster. And you'd think that the downside of the Condensed, you think that like all variants have downsides, but this variant, the Condensed, is actually called the Condensed for a reason, because it says on the stat chart that it has -2 handling, which would normally mean that you get a 20% wider hip fire spread, but not with this variant. This variant is basically the pie-tick loophole of pistols, because instead of having a 20% wider hip fire spread like it shows, it actually is a 20% tighter hip fire spread, actually being the best PDW variant in the game and probably the best secondary in Advanced Warfare. I'm not even kidding, because you got no drawbacks and you got a tighter hip fire spread as well as a faster fire rate. Hell yes. And if you want to look at it, you will immediately notice that the hip fire spread for the Condensed is tighter. And if you want to look at it, it's statistically identical to the Compact, except the Compact actually has a wider hip fire spread, whereas this one's actually has a tighter hip fire spread. So that's a good thing. That's like you don't even like, there's nothing you could go wrong. All you need is extended mags and you're good to go. So this is a purely bonus variant. There's nothing wrong with it. This is the best PDW variant and one of the best variants in the game. And that's that. Now the next variant, which we're going to be looking at, is kind of the worst variant in a way. We're looking at the PDW Chop Chop, which the first thing you need to know about the PDW Chop Chop is that first of all, I got to show you how many shots it's going to take to kill at the longest range of the PDW. So let me show that off. This is long range right here. I can't see the guy. Alright, so hold on, let me get closer. Alright, so at the longest range, and this is long range performance by now, a normal PDW will take 5 shots to kill. The long range damage is 20, which means it's a 5-shot kill. And just showing you guys that now. 5-shot kill. That's a 5-shot kill right there. Whereas with the Chop Chop, it's way worse, because the Chop Chop actually has -2 damage. And you'll see what that -2 damage does. It doesn't affect the medium range at all, but what it is going to affect is a huge hit on long range. So instead of being a 5-shot kill at long range, it's going to turn into a 7-shot kill. So the pistol immediately goes from 20 damage down to 16 damage, which is 16 is a 7-shot kill. And that's not a good thing. Obviously, you don't want the damage to go down on a pistol. It's not like you're going to use it at long ranges, because it has low auto aim range, and nobody wants to use pistols at that range. So it's not such a huge deal. But just take note that the damage is decreased at that range, and you're probably not going to want to use it at the range in which it will affect your gun. Close and medium range. Close range is still a 3-shot kill, and medium range is a 4-shot kill. Those ranges aren't affected, so you don't have to worry about those ranges. But long range, do not use it at long range because 7 shots to kill is miserable. So it goes from, I think, 34, 25, and 20 to 34, 25, and then 16. So that's obviously a bad thing. And it has 2 upsides. They're kind of minor upsides. The first one is actually pretty good. It's not as fast as the Condensed, but it does have a rate of fire increase, just like the other PDW variants. The normal rate of fire of a normal PDW. So I'm just going to say 750 because it's easier. And this is the Chop Chop, which goes to 857 RPM. I think it must be 857 RPM. And I'm just going to do them at the same time. And the Chop Chop reloaded faster. It looks like a minor difference when you're doing it at the same time, but you'll immediately notice that the fire rate for the Chop Chop is faster, but it's... I will say one thing about the Condensed, though. With the high rate of fire, it's kind of hard to control the recoil, whereas with this, it might be a little easier, but harder than the normal variant, so there you go there. And it also has +1 range, which is basically 15% range on your 4-shot kill range, your 4-shot kill range, which is the medium range damage, 25. And that's actually a good thing. It's like, if you basically want to put advanced rifling on it, that way you never get to the 7-shot kill range. But with this 4-shot kill range extended, that means you're going to have a longer 7-shot kill range, which is a good thing because you don't even want to get to that 7-shot kill range. Overall, this isn't a bad variant, but it does take a hard hit on damage, just to have you guys know. Alright. I'm killing both of us at the same time, that way we don't like run out of ammo, because we have a lot of shooting to do, you know. Now, next variant we are taking a look at is the Deadeye, and the Deadeye is kind of a confusing variant, and for good reasons too. Wait, I fucked up. Wait, I need the red dot. Okay. Okay, gonna go into the garage, whatever. Alright, so go in here because it looks like a good place to test out recoil, because this is the Deadeye, which the first thing about the Deadeye is it has a built-in red dot sight, which this is the only PDW variant in the entire game that doesn't have a recoil change, which is kind of interesting. So anyway, see, the Deadeye has +1 accuracy, which would result in 10% less recoil, which is kind of nice. It's very hard to notice, but it will tell you that it has a +1 accuracy on the stat chart. And just to compare, this is the normal PDW's recoil. It's fairly high, but it's not the worst recoil in the game, but because it's fully automatic, then it's kind of high. This is how much the normal PDW kicks, and this is how high the Deadeye will kick. And you see that recoil is much more manageable. You see that it kicked up less for the Deadeye, so it's way more manageable. So if you want to just go for plain accuracy, bam, the Deadeye is the variant for you. And that's nice. And also, if you guys haven't noticed already, with the red dot, I tested the recoil with the red dot sight because the Deadeye does have a built-in red dot sight. And this is the only PDW variant that has less recoil. So, and if you look closely, you'll see that the hipfire spread for the Deadeye looks kind of wider. Which, yes, that does mean it does have a 10% wider hipfire spread, which is really not a big deal. That's all I'm going to say. It's not a big deal. It's kind of useful now because you can kill with 3 shots up close at hipfire range, so I guess it sucks if you want to get those 3-shot kills, but overall it's not that big of a deal. And lastly, the last variant that we're looking at here is the Chop Chop. Or not the Chop Chop, what am I saying? The Rage. The Rage is what we're looking at. And first thing about the Rage is that it has a rate of fire increase from 750 to 857. Just going to briefly compare this. This is the normal PDW now, and this is the Rage. And you notice the bullets come out a little faster for the Rage, and this is both of them. Damn, hold on. Dang, that's a minor change. Damn, that's kind of interesting. Hold on. No, the Rage is definitely faster, so don't worry about that. It's a minor difference, but you will have a faster time to kill because of this fire rate increase. And it does have one downside. It's kind of a major downside, unfortunately, and that's the fact that it has a -1 range, which is 15% less 4-shot range, so you have a closer 5-shot kill range. It's just a range decrease. It's not like a damage decrease. And it's not as bad as the Chucker, which has a range decrease and a damage decrease, which means you have a closer 6-shot kill range, because that one has -1 damage. And as you could already tell, it has a built-in ACOG sight. And I'll show you guys right now that both of them do have built-in attachments, and that I'm not just making that up. And I'm not just putting it on there just to make the variant look bad. Whoa. That's here is the Deadeye, which does have a red dot sight. It's can't put any other optics on it, unfortunately. And because of this red dot sight, you cannot put the akimbo attachment on it, because you can't have optics with akimbo, obviously. And you also cannot put on any more optics for the Rage, and that means you can't put akimbo on the Rage either, because yeah, like I said. So there's the 4 PDW variants. They're relatively good. I mean, if there's any pistol variants in the game that I recommend, it's these, because these ones aren't as unusual as the others. And the rating is obviously going to go to the Condensed as #1. I haven't made up my mind for these, because they're kind of hard to get at. All right, yeah, the Rage at #1. No, not the Rage. The Condensed at #1. The Deadeye at #2. You know what? Fuck it. The Chop at #3, and then the Rage at #4, because I don't think the ACOG sight is a really good optical attachment, and the faster fire rate and the range is relatively good for the Chop because you have a farther 7-shot kill range. So there you go, guys. And the next episode is the other weapon in this game that starts with a P. That's obviously the Pytech light machine gun. Yeah, I'm doing it in ABC order unless I get a gun that I didn't have before, which I had to skip. Then I do it then. But next up for now is going to be the Pytech light machine gun professional variants. I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.